please. He owns it. He claims it. There's no need to prove it.
It's okay. You'll come back tomorrow.
I tried digging up a bush yesterday. Big mistake. I saw a guy on TV yesterday. I swear he drew his beard on with a dull Sharpie.
Start spreading the news.
Yeah. Can a brother get a sandwich up in here or something? The cops and the firemen were kicking each other's butts.
Man, please.
Man, please.
Man, please.
Can we get on with it?
All right. Hello, everybody. It's awesome to be back. You're listening to the Man Please Show. I'm your host, Trog. Back on the air. Back on something. I don't know. Some people would say, yeah, he's on crack. But I'm not. I promise. All right, it's a lovely day in the neighborhood. It's Friday, August 1st, 2014. Oh, man. We finally finished our remodel. You know, those of you who have listened to the show a lot, or maybe not a lot, might know that went off the air for a while to have the kitchen and the laundry room remodeled. Well, we finished. And it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. I love it. It's, we gutted everything. New floor joists, everything. But it had to be done. This is an old house. It's built in 1922. So there was a lot of bad wood. We had to get rid of all of it. But I'm so happy with the way everything went. I had a fantastic contractor, Roland Coble. Came in and just did so much more than what I expected. It didn't charge us anymore. He took pride in what he was doing. You know, how many people do that now? How many people really take pride in their craft, their work? You know, a lot of jobs don't need a lot of skill, other than being able to stay awake and speak coherently. But some jobs require a very high level of skill, and not just the white collar jobs. A lot of blue collar jobs require a high level of skill. One of those is remodeling, carpentry. And my contractor, Roland, is one of those old school guys. He's my age, a little younger than me, actually. But he comes from an old school. He was taught by old school on how to remodel and how to do the job right and not cut corners and not try to sneak this in and sneak that out and blah, 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 which I've experienced firsthand as a client. And I've also, I used to be in construction myself, and I happen to be taught by the same people that my contractor was taught by. So I have the same sense of, needs to be done right, whether they're looking or not. Right? Who thinks that way now? Who does it right, whether somebody's watching or not? I think fewer and fewer people are doing that. More people are choosing to be sneaky, to cheat, cut corners. I heard a commercial the other day. Corners are meant to be hugged, not cut. I agree with that. Although I'm not into fast cars. But I don't like cut corners. But, so, originally we were just going to have the floor system secured with a post and under the house. A beam across and some posts supporting it. But Roland came in and looked at it, started ripping the floor up and said, man, he didn't say anything actually. He just did it. He ripped out all of that bad wood that I actually paid an engineer to get under there and look at and tell me what needs to be done. And his solution he drew up was to put 4x4 posts underneath those floor joists and then support them with other 4x4 posts that go down to the ground. And leave all the water not logged, but the wood was basically rotten. It was barely holding us up. And that was his solution. I paid him $250 to tell me that. Real happy about that too, by the way. And but Roland got under there and said, shoot. And didn't even ask. He just decided to rip out all of that rotten old wood and replace it with brand new treated wood with joist hangers and put in, just basically rebuilt the entire floor system from the kitchen back. Didn't charge me any extra. He just wasn't willing to put his stamp on that little Band-Aid that the big engineer drew up for me. So he took some pride and did it right. Anyway, it turned out such a great experience, and that is so rare nowadays when you deal with contractors, isn't it? I've noticed it. I didn't really notice it when I was a contractor. I did business the way I did business, and I stayed busy right up to the end, and then I wasn't busy. But so I didn't really, if I needed anything done, I did it myself. Well, now I don't want to do it myself anymore. I did it for years, man. Crawling under houses, up in attics, working outside in the sunshine all day. Which a lot of people sitting in an office right now would say, oh my God, I would kill to work outside every day. Yeah, for about 6 weeks. Then you'd be like, Lord, I wish I could work inside in the air conditioning. Except for days like today. It's not even 70 degrees out there. 1st of August, it's not even 70 degrees, and it's 3:08 in the p.m. Weird. But I used to work in that heat, 95-degree summer, building decks, no trees, no shade. You're just in it. Well, I did that as long as I cared to do it. And so if the Lord blesses me to the point that I can pay somebody else to do those things, then I'm going to do that. And that's so. Anyway, it turned out to be a great experience. And I was nervous at first because, to tell you the truth, Roland is my brother-in-law. And you know what they say about working with family. And you don't, especially when money's involved. That's a no-no. And I was very nervous about it. But I was so blessed, I guess, is the only word to say. We got along so great. Every time I had a question, he had a solution for me. When he needed something, I made sure he had it, including money. I didn't question him. I trusted him. But because I knew him too. I didn't trust. I had another contractor do some work for me here, and I didn't trust them. And so I was very particular about holding back, especially that last payment. You don't give them that last payment. And I tell you that too. Don't ever, I don't care what they say, don't ever pay the last payment on a any type of work that you get done, like if you have your roof done, or that, that they might want increments of payments. They give you one price, and then they break it up into 3 payments or something like that. One up front, one in the middle, and one at the end or something. I don't even like to give them anything up front, because too many of them take it and go. You don't see them again. So I don't typically give anything up front. You come, get started, get going. If you need materials, I'll buy them. I'm not going to give you the money to buy them. I'll buy the materials, have them on the job. You show up and go to work, and then we'll talk about getting some money to you. If any kind of a subcontractor or contractor asks you for money up front, that should be a red flag. Because if they're reputable and professional business people, they won't need money up front, and they know not to even ask for it. That's what separates top-notch people, contractors, subcontractors, and the ones who aren't. And there are so many of those. I was looking, I have 2 houses up from my house. These folks are renting the house, and so the real estate company that they rent from said, "Oh, we gotta fix the outside for you and do some painting." So of course they hire the lowest bid. Dum dum dum. The lowest bid. I'm waiting for a business to actually name themselves that. "Hi, I'm the lowest bid plumbing. Give us a call. Lowest bid plumbing." And anyway, I've been watching them. And it took them 2 days to replace 3 pieces of siding. I'm not kidding you. 2 days. 3 pieces of siding. 2 days. Lowest bid plumber. Well, I guess I ought to change directions. But I got, let's see. What's going on here? There it is. I got some stuff I want to talk about. I want to talk about immigration and what's going on with that. And I'd love to hear from you. 336-763-5482 is the number here in the studio. Love to hear from you. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Making beautiful memories last. Top Studios professional photo, audio, and video production. We offer unique packages not found anywhere else. Our wedding package includes a 30-second high-production video or audio invitation and a fairy tale love story video with professional narration. Top Studio will also give you a beautiful photo album with high-quality pictures that you can show your loved ones time and time again. For more information, call 732-781-8032.
I have a particular set of skills that I have acquired, and if you listen to the Man Please Show, that will be the end of it. But if you don't, I will look for you, and I will find you, and tickle you till you cry.
All right, did you do the dishes?
I did.
Did you vacuum?
I did.
You're not going to blow your nose at the table anymore?
No, I won't.
Okay, you drive.
All right, let's go.
And don't embarrass me by yelling yippee when we get there.
Okay.
Sarah's Kebab Shop. Treat yourself to a menu that includes a wide range of food options from beef or chicken kebabs to one of the tastiest burgers in town. Hot and cold subs and Greensboro's best gyros. Sarah's Kebab Shop. Dine in, take out, or delivery. Located at 5553 West Market Street in Greensboro, right beside the DMV. And call them at 336-355-9260. Sarah's Kebab Shop. Reward yourself. Yippee!
Man, please.
Yes, sir. You're listening to the Man Please Show. I'm your host. Trog is the name. Glad to be here. I'm glad you guys are with me. Number here is 336-763-5482. That's the number right here in the studio. If you dialed that number right this second, if you dialed it now, you would actually hear the phone ringing on your radio or on your computer, however you're listening. So, just, let you know that it actually does work like that. There's a lot going on in the world, isn't there? Golly, there's so much going on in the world. I told a friend of mine, excuse me, I am so glad that I live where I live, the country I live in. A lot of things can be said, good and bad, about our country. But one thing that I say is I am glad to be here. I would not want to be anywhere, and I mean anywhere else. I wouldn't want to be I wouldn't even want to go up to Canada. And I don't even think the rest of the world knows Canada exists. But if they know Justin Bieber, they know Canada exists. Poor Canadians. You got, what is it, Rob? What's his name? Rob something. The mayor. The crack addict mayor. And Justin Bieber. That's Canada's claim to fame. Oh, man. And I apologize. I mean no disrespect to any Canadians. It's just kind of a joke. It is a joke. But I really wouldn't want to live anywhere else. All the stuff that's going on. What's going on over there in Israel? I'll tell you what. That situation is dangerous. Because, and this is just what I believe. Not everybody believes this. But Israel is God's chosen people. And there's a lot of prophecy about Israel, which includes pretty much, and I'm paraphrasing, that don't mess with Israel. It doesn't matter who you are, how big you are, how many rockets you've got. Don't mess with Israel. I mean, not that they need us, but I mean, we're one of their biggest, if not their biggest ally. And we're kind of the biggest kid on the block right now. So they've got that going for them. And they also have the Lord God Almighty on their side, in addition to America. So you don't want to mess with them. And, I can't even, I have to, I am not as well educated on Israel and the Palestinian conflict. I really don't know the dynamics of where each side is coming from. I know Israel just would like to exist, and Hamas and the Palestinian, which I don't think those two are the same. I'm pretty sure they're not. They don't believe Israel has the right to exist and thinks that they should not exist and be blown off the face of the earth. That's about the extent of the dynamics that I can speak of between the two. But I do know that that it's just not a good idea to be enemies with Israel. You're not going to. You're not going to win that. You're not going to win that. And foolish are those who think they will and can. But that remains, that's going to be played out. So we'll see how that gets played out. I'll tell you what, this little ceasefire they tried, I knew that wasn't going to stand up. I was asking myself, what's the purpose in a 72-hour ceasefire? And I know part of the purpose was to just give the civilians a break from being bombed and gives them a chance to get the wounded people cared for. But you know what else it does? It gives Hamas time to regroup and rearm and move weapons here and move weapons there. I know it's symbolic, and I think it was meant to encourage peace talks of some kind. But when you're dealing with a terrorist group, which Hamas is, they're not reasonable. You can't reason with terrorists. Just by definition of being a terrorist means you're not reasonable. You can't reason with them. You have to take the fight to them. And, people say, you can't stoop to their level. Well, you know what? You have to. Because otherwise, they want to kill you. So if somebody wants to kill me, I'm going to stoop to their level and not let them. And I'm going to kill them first. And if that's stooping to their level, I'm sorry, I don't call it that. I call it defending yourself. Fighting fire with fire, And so, a little 72-hour ceasefire is almost silly. Well, that was nice. Appreciate that. I love computers. It's almost silly. 72-hour ceasefire. But, of course, it didn't stand up. Both sides. Israel says Hamas fired first. Of course, Hamas says Israel did. And the Palestinians, I believe, and I'll double check. I should have. But they're kind of caught in the middle. Hamas is willingly and deliberately, this is their strategy, to use their civilian population, which are the Palestinians, as shields. And they go and conduct their military operations among those people so that when Israel responds and takes out these military facilities and these weapons, they inevitably kill Palestinians, innocent civilians. Not because Israel wants to, but because Hamas is sacrificing them for the purpose of discrediting Israel in the world view. Oh, look at Israel. They're killing the Palestinian civilians. They're ruthless, and no, there's a lot of people that are far too smart, to be, just don't. We know what's going on. We see. I mean, it's so obvious. Why would you do that? What other reason would you have to do that? It's not like you don't have plenty of empty land, empty area to launch your weapons from. So, like all cowards, and I'm saying that Hamas are a bunch of cowards, instead of just protecting their civilian population by conducting their military operations outside of civilian areas, they say, well, you know what? Let's kill two birds with one stone, literally. We can fire at Israel, but we can also make them look bad for firing back, because we're going to fire from, right in the middle of a town, right beside a school or a hospital or something. Let's even store our weapons at schools, so that if they take them out, they say, oh, look, the Israelis, they are killing our schools and our peoples. So, it's a sad state of affairs there. And it remains to be seen. It's a little scary to think about. And, most Americans feel so far separated from the rest of the world that they're really not impacted by this type of thing. But you really should pay attention, because these are important times. I believe that. You should too. What about, well, I'll tell you what, let's, wonder if that's going to work without me telling it to. Nope. There it comes. We're going to take a little break. We're going to change directions. We're going to talk about immigration, what's going on with Congress, some strong opinions on both sides. I'm going to share mine. You can share yours. We'll be right back. Stick around.
Top Studios offers professional voiceover work for videos and websites. Let Top Studios produce a high-quality audio commercial for your business that can be played on the radio or on the web. Our professional voiceover talents will help you better promote the quality of your product and or service. We also specialize in industrial training and safety videos. Top Studios, professional photo, audio, and video production. For more information, call 732-781-8032.
You are all listening to the Man Please Show. Gracias, amigos.
Try to find places where governments is weak and security structures are weak. If we want to keep our trade level safe, keep our trade safe, our partners with the countries that
All right.
pretty effective security forces and have been deploying themselves.
The president is speaking.
Peacekeeping and conflict resolution efforts.
He was speaking when I came on the air.
And that ultimately can save us and our troops and our military a lot of money if we've got strong partners who are able to deal with conflicts in these regions. So it's going to be a terrific conference. I won't lie to you, traffic will be bad here in Washington. I know that everybody's been warned about that, but we are really looking forward to this, and I think it's going to be a great success. Now, last thing I'm going to say about this, because I know that it's been on people's minds, is the issue of Ebola.
Ebola, yeah.
This is something that we take very seriously. As soon as there's an outbreak anywhere in the world of any disease that could have significant effects, the CDC is in communication with the World Health Organization and other multilateral agencies to try to make sure that we've got an appropriate response. This has been a more aggressive Ebola outbreak than we've seen in the past, but keep in mind that it is still affecting parts of 3 countries, and we've got some 50 countries represented at this summit. We are doing 2 things. With respect to the summit itself, we're taking the appropriate precautions. Folks who are coming from these countries that have even a marginal risk or an infinitesimal risk of having been exposed in some fashion, we're making sure we're doing screening on that end as they leave the country.
Ebola. That's kind of, I don't know, it's not scary. I've been paying attention. It's very contagious, but it's not as easy as everyone maybe thinks it is to contract. You have to contract it from body fluids, like you can't get it from sweat. I guess any type of bodily fluid. But that's the only way. It's not airborne. So if somebody was on a plane and then coughed like that, they wouldn't spread the virus that way or whatever it is. It's only by human contact. And I think the 2 Americans that contracted it probably got it from touching or handling someone who had it and was perspiring or somehow got some fluid, whether it be sweat or saliva or whatever, from the infected person onto themselves, which is still scary and dangerous, golly, because there's a gestation period for this. I think it's from 2 to 21 days, so somebody could actually have it for 21 days before they start showing signs of it. And that's the only time it can be contracted too, or spread, is when you're having the flu-like symptoms. So, but they're bringing both of them to Atlanta, I believe, to treat them because, we just have better care here than they can get in Africa right now, I think, or where they're at in Africa. And so, good. I'm glad. If we can save them, and I think, it's 2014, we should be able to make it safe to transport them and get them where they're supposed to be and isolate them and quarantine them and get them healthy and healed, and then maybe learn something or get some antibodies out of their blood and develop a cure for this thing. That's what could come of this. All right, I've been teasing it for 34 minutes, talking about immigration, and I'm not real passionate. I'm not tore up about immigration one way or the other. I do see both sides, and I do have a side. I do, and I'm going to share that with you. But this is the type of topic that really encourages debate. you know. Kind of wish Just Mike was here. He's doing well, by the way. I talked with him the other day. But I would love to get his perspective on it for obvious reasons. I mean, he's Hispanic, and he wasn't born here. And I'd love to get your perspective. What you think? I'll tell you what I think. I think that, well, first of all, let me say this. It bothers me that we allow a person to come in the country and their first act is breaking the law. The first thing they do is break the law by the process in which they come here. And I know, what other processes are there? I'm going to get to that. But there are. I mean, there are so many people here from Mexico and Puerto Rico and Sweden and Germany and all countries, Canada, that come here and go through the legal process. So they don't start off breaking the law. And I say that, and the reason I have a problem with that is because what kind of message does that send to an immigrant? To me, it seems like it sends a message of total and complete tolerance or apathy of the law. If we don't think it's that bad of a law, we don't go ahead and break it. We don't care. It's only the serious ones. Just don't come over here and murder somebody. To me, that's kind of the message it sends. You broke the law. You want to come in the country and you're breaking the law to do it, but don't worry about it. So what does that say to people who don't break the law and went through the process, went through the legal process of coming here